So if you know Harry Potter and you also know magic in real life, you see the similarities, right? And if you know anything about writing, and if it naturally flows out of you and you know where that comes from, you know why there's similarities, okay? I wrote a whole ass book that just came out of me, okay? Theo's Magical Thoughts. Amazing. And it will open people up to magic in the world and what you can actually do. Because people believe that Harry Potter is just some like mythical shit that they can't actually do, right? But you can. And that's the beauty of it. So watching the movies, like half-ass watching because I was working too, behind the scenes shit, you know. So while I was half-ass, you know, listening and watching, I wrote down some things near the end of the series. The end of the movies, you know. Which I should have wrote more. But yes. Hold on. Yeah. So in the first movie, Harry finds out that he's a wizard, right? And didn't know his whole life there was like weird things happening here and there. There was weird things happening, but he didn't know. He was just like surprised, right? He kind of knew, but he didn't know. You want one? Here. Go sit down. It's xylitol. It's good for your teeth. Anyways. So he knew, but he didn't like know, right? I can't be a wizard type shit, but we all are. I feel like Muggles just denied the fact that magic is real and went about their merry fucking Muggle lives, right? Denying infinite possibilities, okay? And you can do this a lot of ways. You limit yourself in a lot of ways that you really don't realize, that you don't see at first. But you do limit yourself. And this comes in the form of judging what you see, putting a label on things, right? It comes in all forms, all types of forms. I have a free growth guide if you want to dive into like how you and your patterns and how you're choosing your life right now, your circumstances, and what you can do. It'll give you a lot of insight into what you need to change, and if you're feeling stuck or if you just want a change and don't know where to start or want to dive deeper, definitely check that out. But we all know magic exists. We all know mediums exist. We all know spirits, ghosts exist, okay? If you believe in God and the devil, you believe in ghosts. which is spirits, right? The Holy Spirit. Why is it called the Holy Spirit? So, and I'm not going to get into technicalities, but we all know this exists, right? But your interpretation of interpretation of God and of the devil and dark entities and all of that does matter. It does matter. To me, it matters. But I know a lot of the energy behind things and why it matters, like, to me. But I also want to give people practical advice to navigate your reality. So I do talk about spiritual concepts, but I also do give you like practical advice, because I know a lot of people are wrapped up in reality, right? Like, we can't help but not be a part of reality. I mean, we can, but so yes, I do help people navigate reality, because a lot of people, I do like to switch up my chairs, because my desk, sometimes I like to have it like shoulder height, and sometimes I like to have it lower. So I do switch up my chairs. But magic is real. And the things that are magical, people don't even see it. In the Harry Potter movies, I think it's the second to last one, where Ollivander, I think that's his name, right? He's listening to the wand, right? Say this is the wand. I guess I could have used like my actual tower over there, but say this is the wand. He's listening. He's like this and turning it over. I guess I should have used this, right? He's turning it over and listening, right? And then Harry asks him, like, you talk about wands as if, like, they make the choice, right? And he's like, yes, the wand chooses the wizard, you know? Shit like that. The shit that people don't see as magical, right? People don't see water as magic. The water element, water spirit. People don't see that as magic. People don't see fire and the fire element, fire frequency, and which water obviously has one too, but people don't see the elements as magical. The earth, so powerful. I mean, all of them are in their own element, you know? All of them are very powerful, and working with them is very powerful, and it is magical once you tap in, tune in to the frequency of it. But that's another note. It's the things that people don't see as magical. Like, people don't, I used to be one of these people, like, what the fuck are you carrying a rock around? Like, why? Why are you doing that? Crystals. But it's like the wand, where you have to listen. You have to talk to it, okay? You have to feel the energy of it. Like this one gives me different energy than this one. They emit energy, and they do. Yes, have insights. And sounds like bullshit when you hear it at first, right? Until you actually start working with it, until you start working with the magic. That's why, like in the Harry Potter movies, they usually you enter at like a young age, right? Usually you enter at like a young age. And you learn. You learn. You learn the magic, the flick of the wrist, how to actually say the incantations. You learn. It's the same thing with real magic. You learn. You learn. You see what's revealed. And I have a free growth, well, it's not the growth guide that tells you the magic, it's the Shift Worlds guide, right? Where magic is revealed to you. Where real magic is revealed to you. Where you set the intention of magic being revealed to you, but it's not forcing it.
I didn't need more.
So, magic starts small. My son keeps interrupting me, but it's cool. Magic starts small. Just like it did in the Harry Potter movies where he like knew but he didn't know, because it starts small. It starts small. Yes. Magic really does start small. Well, you notice the small things because it's subtle energy. And the more you notice it, the more you play with it, the more you realize and see and sense the energy behind things, the more will be revealed to you. There's a lot of ways, a lot of different ways. But I do have the free guide, Shifting Worlds. It's pretty much opening up to the magic in the world, having it be revealed to you, not you trying to levitate an item, right? Start small and work your way up. Start with the free guide that I made for you. Start small, then work your way up. And also, one of my favorite TV shows that, I mean, I didn't get to like actively watch, but I watched some things here and there, right, was Charmed, right? And you know how Leo heals and has like the blue orbs, blue and white orbs, heals, right? So whenever I heal someone or something, or myself, you know, that's what I picture. As I'm like flowing the energy, that's how it shows up to me. That's how I play with it. I weave the energy, flow the energy, I should say, but yes, because colors do have frequency. So white and blue was pretty much perfect, right? But that's what came to my mind whenever when I was first doing the technique, the healing technique, right? Because I don't know, in my personal experience, it's not like a wham bam, thank you ma'am, automatic. It's usually like 20-30 minutes. Okay. Healing. So yes, it can help you. I'm trying to think of like what on Harry Potter, because they do focus their intention through a wand, and a lot of witches do use wands, a lot of sorcerers use wands, but that's into the world, into like witchcraft world, which I do know about. I don't belong to any religion, and I don't belong in any group. So, I don't belong in the witch group. I don't belong in any of the groups, okay? I don't. I'm not affiliated. I'm not associated. And I like that. I like not having someone else's opinion and energy mess with my own, right? I want to have a new, fresh perspective on things, and I want to know the insights and downloads that I receive. I don't want anyone else's energy. I don't want how they do things might not be how I do things, right? What helps them might not help me. It might help, yes, but it might not. So I like to learn, yes, but I also develop my own techniques, what naturally, intuitively comes to me. And it's funny because it'll be like reconfirmed in my reality, something that I've done. Like a technique that just comes to me, right? Something that just pops into my head that I play with and, work the energy, whatever technique it is. And then it'll show up in my reality of like, oh, this is how you do this. And I'm like, ah, shit, that's what I did. So it's pretty cool. And while we're talking about Harry Potter, the liquid luck, right? The potion, which yes, you can make potions in real life. Herbs and infuse magic, intention and energy into it, right? But that's a whole different story, okay? It is real though. That was my point. It was real. Liquid luck. The lucky potion that everything works out in your favor type shit, which is a belief, but if you see that scene, because it was fucking amazing when I was rewatching it, Harry, he takes the liquid luck, right? And Hermione, right? She's trying to say like, oh, this is his routine. The professor, whatever they were trying to get information from. Hermione's like logical and like, this is his routine. This is like, you practically fucking stalked this man. so you can get the information, okay? Bump into him so you can get his information. Like, this shit right here. And Harry's like, no, I feel like going to see Hagrid, right? No. I feel like doing this. And Hermione's like trying to keep him on track, right? Hermione is logic. Your logic will tell you, no, you need to do this. No, don't follow your intuition. Don't take that liquid luck. Don't follow your intuition. Your intuition's like, hey, I feel like going and doing this, going to see Hagrid, whatever. And then logic, it's like, no, you should stalk him. Whatever, you get my point. Hermione was trying to say like his routine and stuff for like their mission, the thing that they wanted, right? And the thing that you want is easily available to you if you follow your intuition. You don't need a magic potion. You don't need liquid luck. You just need to follow your intuition. And how you do have your intuition. You have it. And you develop it by listening to it more. That nudge, that pull, that like, hey, I should do this. That, once you realize, once you see it, once you observe it, once you feel it, you'll notice it more because your intuition is always there. It's just your logic mind is like, no, we need to do this today. No, we need to do this today. No, this is on the agenda today. Your logic will always try to tell you something different. Usually your logic is pointing you in another direction because intuition isn't logical. It doesn't fucking make sense. Like in the movie, there was no reason for Harry to go see Hagrid. No logical reason. And he's like, yep, I'm gonna go see him. And even when he ran into the professor along the way, right? He was like, nope, I need to do this. This is what I'm called to do. So I'm gonna do this, right? And he fucking follows his, well, it's liquid luck, but he does that, right? He trusts that. So you need to trust your intuition. You need to trust the nudge, the pull, whatever it feels like to you. And sometimes it's instinctively, okay? A lot of times it's instinctively. Like when someone moves out of the way in the perfect second, right? I think there was like a very famous assassination that like didn't happen. It was like attempted, right? And he like moved just in time. And then there was another one that was like his intuition told him to sit in like the back seat or something, where he usually doesn't sit, but something told him, hey, right? And this can be anything. Like, hey, you shouldn't eat this. Hey, you shouldn't go there. Don't go there. Hey, take the stairs today. And even if it doesn't, even if like you take the stairs and you're like, I don't know why, it doesn't matter. Maybe someone in the elevator would have fucked you up, right? Maybe the elevator would have dropped if you were in that bitch, right? It didn't drop when you were taking the stairs, right? But you never fucking know. You just listen. You just listen to it. Because it feels like random impulses. Following your impulse isn't bad. Okay? what is that? Rejection is protection. Okay, well, sometimes redirection is actually protection as well. Okay, you're being fucking directed. Like, yes, I have a few other examples, right? Like your tire popping. Maybe, well, you going out and seeing like you have a flat tire, but that's better than your tire popping and you get into an accident, right? You're late for work. I mean, not on purpose, right? That detour, just allow those things to happen, right? Allowing those things to happen, but also listening to your intuition. When your intuition says something like, hey, you should send this message. Oh, hey, you should call this person. Oh, hey, hey. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Like, hey. Because it does, it's not gonna fucking yell in your face. And you can ask randomly throughout the day, what do I feel like doing? Am I being called to do anything? Like today, I was called to clean my bathroom. And I was like, well, it needs cleaned, you know. It doesn't like act like I do it every single week, like every 2 to 3 days. Because the bathroom, you know. Someone told me to clean the bathroom. Like I was just pulled into cleaning the bathroom. And I was like, whatever. Germs, I guess, because you're my logical mind, but your logical mind too will try to like explain shit to you. Okay. You know? But also mine has saved my life so many times. So I trust it. I trust the nudge. And I'm very connected, so sometimes it comes through as like, hey, watch your step, and then I'm watching my step so I don't like fall through a fucking hole. That's happened to me. Okay? That like I almost fell in, but I was watching my step, you know, so I didn't. And I have good reflexes, so I was able to not fall in. Yes. Because, you know, you never know when shit's gonna give out from underneath you. Like walking on unstable ground that you think is fine, right? Like the rickety bridge that you go on. Well, that you shouldn't go on because it's rickety, but you do anyways. Yeah. Yeah. But I've had a lot of circumstances, okay, and a lot of instances where I listen to the impulse and everything works out fine. And it can look like anything. Like, hey, check your email real quick. Even if nothing is in your email, you still checked it. You still listened. Hey, go check the mail. Okay, well, you still listened. It could be anything. Hey, watch this movie. Like that was one that I ignored for a while, watching this one movie. And I finally sat down and watched it, and there was a sign in there for me. So one that I was been questioning if I would actually fucking watch the movie. My answer would have came quicker, but I was ignoring that because it was a movie. It was just, I didn't want to watch TV at the time, you know? So that's why, like, I just ignored the impulse. Yes. We all know magic is real. We all know it. And I want you to actually experience it. And if you want more, check out my free PDF, The Shift World. Shifting Worlds, Shift World. I don't know how I phrased it. Check out that. My book, definitely check that out. Because you are going to open yourself up into the magic in this world. Excuse me. Harry Potter was great to opening up people to the magic. But people still feel and think that that's could never happen. Could never happen. For some reason, the alchemy symbol popped into my head whenever I was thinking about the Harry Potter symbol, the wand, the cloak, and the ring. But the alchemy symbol too is, yeah. But yes, my book gets more into like techniques that you can do and how you can open up to the magic in this world. But definitely check that out. I'm gonna go play with my child now. Have a great day.